Hey guys, welcome back. Warhammer Total War here. So we are back with our second fight of the. I don't even know what you call it. Qualifiers, semi-qualifiers. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So second match I've done. So I faced off against again really nice guy. Like a lot I found in the community so far. Really nice folk. 'Cause I've never spoke to any of these people before at all. So yeah. So I played against this guy Destroyer, and yeah, let's just see what happens. So we'll go straight to game one. And as I did before, I'll take you through the army comp, kind of what happened in the battle, and point out all my miserable failures, and hopefully some of my successes as well. So, in this match tonight, it was actually me that was above in the league. Now, that's not based off a skill or my rank or whatever else. I'm just going to pause this once it gets going. That is just based off of where our names are put, I think. So, like I said, it was above Destroyer, so I got a pick. So, what I did was I banned high ups, as I always do, and Listerman, as I always do. And I went Norska. And Norska's a bit of an off meta pick, I think. Most folk don't seem to pick Norska, and I think Norska's a good faction. Like, they've got a lot of mobility, they've got some tankiness to them. I think they're a really fun faction. Against Empire, which I think is notoriously quite a difficult matchup for them. Empire have got a lot of tools to take this stuff down. So, yeah. And the map we were on was Eschen that I picked. Yeah, I think it was Eschen, yeah. This is actually when I got dumpstered in my last one. How sad. Right, cool. So just take you through the army comp. So wasn't a crazy build. So what I went for was I went for 5 Marauders with shields. I don't know why I'm saying with shields. It'd be great weapons, they weren't fucking shields. I went for 3 Berserkers just to sort of mince up that front line. I went for Wolfric with some of his kit. I did bring the what's it called? The ship thing. And I brought myself a cheeky wee fire wizard. Thought I brought Burning Head and Flamestorm. Funny thing, brought a flame ball instead, which was a lot of fucking use in the melee. And I brought these. Now these were really good picks, and I think I'll show you this army comp, but actually worked really in my favour. So for me, were great weapons to take on any large, because it's quite often the Empire will come in with, it could have a steam tank, it could have something that's large, cav, whatever else. I also brought in, now these dogs were kind of sad. I couldn't actually afford 2 dogs, otherwise they both would have been here. I could only afford 1, and then I had to go for Norscan Warhounds. Now, funnily enough, Norscan Warhounds, along with, I'll show you these guys in a second, the Marauders, have stock, but Warhounds didn't, so that's why I stuck them there. And I kind of thought maybe I'll fool them a bit. I had my Marauder Horseman here, Norscan Warhounds, like Vanguard. I didn't know where he was going to deploy, obviously. I thought he might. I kind of knew he wouldn't deploy behind that tree line, but that's why I deployed here. I wanted us to fight over shitty terrain for him, so if he had a cannon, he wasn't able to shoot me here and shit. I also, Deep Vanguard. I popped in 2 Marauder Horsemen over here. Truth is, they're not really damage dealers. My kind of thought was, though, if they had an artillery piece or something like that, they might not notice them. And I didn't know if, it'd be blind, because if you look at that there, potentially, they can't actually see through that forest. So right now, they still can't see who's shooting. So, line of sight and all that shit. As for my opponent, so the Great Destroyer, he had 3 Pistolier units. He had 1, 2, 3 Blazing Knight, 3 Knights of the Blazing Sun. He had 1 Empire Knight. He brought 2 wizards, so he brought a Bright Wizard and he brought the Jade Wizard. Jade Wizard is a Wizard of Life, so obviously to buff up Karl Franz, who was his leadership. That's the leadership kit. For the ground, he brought 1, 2, 3, 4 Spearmen and 1 Sigmar Sons. So that was basically the army for obviously invested quite heavily in his cavalry and in his hero kit. Alright, so let's kick it off. Alright, so you can see here, I start moving up. The only thing is, see when you move a formation, they move incredibly slow, and I was very conscious of these guys coming out of Rask, but I actually did, well, at least in my opinion, I did quite a good job at sort of warding this shit off. As you will see, I did bring across these Norscan Warhounds, and he immediately kind of reacts with these guys, but they're just so far away deployed, so I think where he deployed was a benefit of this. Purely these Marauders, because I'm I'd rather he waste his ammunition on dudes with shields, which seemed to work quite well. Kind of forgot about these dudes. This is when I was trying to speed my army up, so I started breaking off, because I had 1 control group, so I started breaking up the control groups and started moving it independently, because it was just taking too fucking long to get here. You see, he starts to form up ready for it. They're still firing at the Marauders, which is good for me, and I managed to get in here, and I managed to cause a bit of damage. I think, yep, yeah, managed to cause a bit of damage here to Pistoliers. Across here, I'm deliberately trying to lure off these guys. It's only a single unit. These guys are cheap compared to what these guys are, so if I'm luring away 2 of them for 1 of them, and he can just outrun them all day, I'm quite happy with that. See, Hounds are still doing really good damage. Knights start coming in, so I panic and start back off. I've already started moving up my Marauder Horsemen. I'm moving across. Carl's doing whatever Carl's doing. And yeah, unfortunately, my wolves get tied up a little bit. So that was quite unfortunate. I actually think they break him off. Yeah, I think they do, which is really, really unfortunate. Still did alright here. I decide to engage my Marauders here. It's just to sort of ping them down, because I've got these dudes here, which I later bring across. Front line is engaged. He does an excellent cast. It's just stupid of me to bunch up the way they did. I basically lose all these Marauder Berserkers, but I deliberately kept these guys back to stop that happening. Didn't actually realise that happened. And you see there that I actually dropped off the thing, and you see that dumped into their centre pocket. I pull away the Northern Warhounds because I don't want any of that shit. And these guys, the Famir, are moving up to help out. Marauder Horseman I actually forgot about, but saw this opportunity here at the back with the 2 wizards. So at this stage here, his cap is still right at the back, but they're quite rightly so running away for the Famir. I think you probably should have brought him across to figure that, but yeah, that's what it is. And yeah, and here I decide that Wolfric, the supposed eternal challenger, the guy which is meant to duel everyone in the world, he's such a shit fucking duelist. He really is. He's the world's worst duelist. He just gets his arse kicked by everyone. I mean, I kind of prefer that Carl could win that fight, but yeah. So you see Wolfric's just taking an absolute beating. I've even put down Hunter Champion, so I should be winning that fight. I mean, he does get a lot of buffs, to be fair. I got a bit of horse, he's getting a bit more. We're still got them pinned down. The Knights are still trying to come in, but I've still got these 3 mirror close by, so I'm not too worried. I've got the troops which broke off are rallying. We're still pushing back the Cav on the left. The Pistoliers are still kind of out of action, and yeah, we've got a Marauder. Unfortunately, does manage to get a charge off there, which really stinks. But anyway, Wolfric runs because he gets his arse handed to him by Karl Franz, but my Famir actually managed to do this, and I was actually quite lucky because had his cavalry come in here, I think it would have started struggling again. Again, I'm having to pull back Marauder Horseman, kind of charged down as a kind of false charge to push them off, and you can see here Famir, see this battle's going a lot faster, I'm talking a lot faster, don't get to take a fucking breath. And yeah, so Famir come down, and they're on top of the Knights, and we're still causing damage back, but the front line, the front line is pretty much won. But the brilliant thing was, I managed to get a jump on these guys here, so is it at this point here? So, no, we're chasing Karl Franz at the moment, so I realised, right, this is my chance. If I can dumpster Karl Franz, I've got nothing to worry about. So, I fire my wonderful fireball that I shoot by accident, a wee flamestorm there, which does a bit of damage on the kit that was there. Once Karl breaks off, I realise the only thing that can get Karl back in this fight is this wizard here. You can see I've still got the stupid control groups, so they'll run to the wrong place. Again, I just threw everything I've got. This dude, this Jade Wizard's time is fucking marked. Bring back in Wolfric. I'm still kind of fanning around on this side here. I mean, these Marauder Berserkers still in good nick. We've got these Marauder Horsemen that are just going to be shooting off, but that Jade Wizard needs to die. I also start to go after the Bright Wizard. I just seize my opportunity. Carl's in a run. They haven't got any infantry here. The cavalry's stuck on the right hand flank, and you know that's a good charge for the cavalry. They'll win that fight quite nicely. But I needed to kill this stuff off. So you see, we're pushing that back. And yeah, so Bright Wizard's actually taking a bit longer to go down than I thought it would. It's because they're on foot, but Jade Wizard's almost binned. I think I put Hunter Champions on him. I might have been before I did that. Oh no, I put Hunter Champions on him. Carl's trying to come back. I tried to shoot with this wonderful fucking ball of fire, miss him. But then I put the Marauder Cavalry on, just like focusing him down. You see, we are starting to take some bar now to the face of the Famir, but Famir have got pretty good armor, I think. Yeah, 110 is not to be sniffed at. 110 is really good armor. So Famir are sort of holding that off there, and he's just like, it's Pistoliers can do something to that, but the reality is this Cav's a problem, and luckily for me, like, I somehow managed to cast quite a wide net here, managed to catch these guys get a retreat. I wouldn't even expect that, I would have expected the unit to be closer in. I've got my Shaman of, my Fire Shaman sort of chasing down his evil counterpart, or his good counterpart. Wolfric sticking in with the infantry, and yeah, we're taking that. We get off another Flamestorm, causes a bit of damage, nothing right home about, but for me, are just dumpstering this Cav, like, Cav's got nothing to say or do about it. Karl Franz has finally broken off, and I'm pretty sure Army Losses comes in quite soon. Maybe soon? Very soon? maybe, yeah. He's just there. It's after we dump the first cavalry. Looks like cavalry breaks off, that's it. But so yeah, good game. A really good game. Yeah, I was happy the way that went. I was quite happy with the way the build went. Let's look at the stats. Right, so you can see we've got Wolfric, 117 kills. That's probably mostly to do with the. I can't remember what it's called. It's his boat. It's his bound spell. He gets 3, which is quite nice. But 1300 damage. I think that's solid. Really happy with that. 117 kills. I'm happy with that with what is meant to be a duelist character. Holy shit, dueling. My Shaman did good kills as well, 1000 damage. So if you've seen my previous stream, you can already see like a difference in how well my units are performing. I was much better in my game tonight than what I had been. Because Destroyer, by no attempt, I know there was a few bits I pointed out there with delay, but that happens. I easily could have pointed out heaps of bits for myself as well. Marauders did their job nicely, absorbed the damage, which is what they're meant to do. You can see Berserkers did quite well. That one didn't do so well, but I think that was the one that got a flame burning head right at the beginning, so we'll forgive him for that. The Marauders did what they do, distraction. A bit sad that I gave away my ice wolf so much, but they did good damage before they went off. North Warhounds were a heap of shit, and the absolute VPs of the day were the VIPs? Yeah, VIPs. Or most, I don't know, something to do with most important player. MPs? MVPs, most valuable player, that's the fucking one. So these two were definitely the most valuable players, they're among the most valuable. I know their damage output wasn't insane, but they stopped him being able to use the cav that he wanted to use. To go across to destroy his army, Carl did alright. He pretty much won that fight against Wolfric, and if he'd been able to finish that off, I hadn't got my Famir in him. It might have been a different ending to this, to be fair, because Carl could have, kind of cycled back up, used his buffs again against Famir, and probably dumped to them if he got a couple more, because he was nowhere near close to his healing cap as well. Bright Wizard did, look at that, his Bright Wizard did phenomenal damage, which I think was against that first cast, really good cast, and stupid for me. I shouldn't be engaging my troops like that. Jade Wizard did sweet fuck all. Spearsmen are alright, they just did what they needed to do. You see, it's really put the rank into them as well. I didn't actually notice that. I did wonder why they held so long. Cav did a really good job as well. Cav was, his army did not perform badly at all. It really didn't. I think the turnabout for him was really Karl Franz. If it hadn't been for Karl Franz going out, I think he would have stood a better chance, because he could have kept weakening his Famir with these. He'd probably been better with a handgunner, so rather than the pistoliers. But yeah, good first game. So 1 to me. See, I told you it might be a positive stream. I kind of realistically just read it my last stream. I probably shouldn't have said fuck all. Left it as a nice wee surprise. Right, and then we're on to game 2. So game 2 was Destroyer's pick, and as you can see, he's picked to go for Vampire Coast, and he banned Empire and Dwarves. Are the two he banned. Which I thought Dwarves is an interesting one to ban when it comes to Vampire Coast. But anyway, I'll just pause it straight off the bat. Right, so you can see I went for the Noble Bretonians, and as for my build, it was, I did actually have like a pre-built Bretonian build, but trying to be all posh and shit from what I've seen other YouTubers do. But yeah, in reality, just make this up. So 2 peasants for front row, idea to absorb the damage. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spearmen with shields. Again, I needed the shields to absorb the damage. 3 peasant with fire arrows. Now, my thought is undead is acceptable to fire. In reality, I still think fire is probably the way to go, actually. I went for my leadership kit. It's pretty damn good. So I went for the wonderful Green Knight, the Fey Enchantress, and a Paladin. So yeah, this wee Doom Squad did a great job. I mean, the Fey Enchantress she's top notch. She really is. Like, she was just doing her own shit while these two were having a fight together for the match. And yeah, I decided not to go for anything that flies. My thought was, against, although yes, it means you can jump in his shit, at the same time they have a habit of swarming you once you land, and because they have a lot of firepower, they can potentially shoot things out of the sky. Cav went for 3 Knights in the Realm and Grail Guardians, because I wanted someone to be able to smash up infantry and be able to have a bit of staying power as well. I'll be honest, for this fight, I felt it was a really good game. It was so close. But I feel like I could and should have used the Fey Enchantress to heal these guys more. I didn't use her enough to heal up the Cav. She got totally distracted. As for my opponent, so Destroyer went for. I'll just go for front line first. So zombie, pirate, deckhand, mob. So 4 of them went for 1, 2, 3 bombers. Went for 2 mortars, handguns, 2 deckhand with pole arms. He went for Count Noctilus, which I thought was a good pick. You know, Count Noctilus is powerful, like. And the fact he is on his Necrofex Colossus is pretty good. Went for a vampire Captain of the Deep, which I thought was interesting. Like, yeah, I didn't actually know what he was during the fight. I was terrified he was going to be doing summons, but I suppose not to stick with summons. It's quite a scary army, actually. Sorry, 3 halberds. And he also went for a Rotten Leviathan, and on the peripheral layer we've got a couple of Scurvy Dogs. So yeah, so that's the army comps. Let's see how it goes. So straight off the bat, moving up the pipe here, move the cavalry off to the right, and you'll see he immediately starts to redeploy, decides to just go even more defensive now he's seen what I've got. Mortars start coming in. Yeah, I mean, I actually got pretty lucky with the mortars. The mortars were really inaccurate to start off with. Later, you see they actually start to destroy my whatchamacallit, because you see when they connect, I mean, look at that connection here. But later on, they start to destroy my missile line. So, yeah. See here, the Necrofex started focusing on exactly what I want. I actually dropped the Chalice of Potions here on the gunnery mob. I probably should have left that, but you know, I was about to engage an infantry fight. These guys were experts at taking out infantry. So look at this. Mortars is starting to come in now. I am suffering for it, and I stupidly clubbed here like a twat. But yeah, as what it is, you can see she's in and out, squiggy, the Chalice of Potions went dead. Don't know if you saw that peripheral there. Got these guys here, I don't know why. We're just gonna sit there and wait. The other reason I went for Green Knight is he's you need magic to take him on, so the ballistics of all their gunpowder is gonna do fuck all against him, which I'm chuffed I went for that pick. So you can see he's already broken off when I'm peasant bowman. Scurvy Dogs to pull back, my calves move red, we're prepared for starting the thrust. I'm kind of waiting, and you see these other guys coming up. I'm kind of waiting until my infantry's up and engaging. You see he starts moving out again. We're engaging up through here. But I mean, those mortars were doing an absolute number on us. So fire arrows in about, started focusing again. I end up changing my fire arrow targets at one point. I think it was the Nautilus or something. It was actually kind of stupid. I should have, instead of the handgunners, I should have been focusing on these pirate gunnery mobs. You can see, I think I quite smartly hold out here, but look at those bombs. They do good damage. I managed to sneak through my... Oh, Jesus. No, you shall not pass. They managed to sneak through and get onto that. My Cav is in the back here. I just want to get the dogs out of the way. And I'm starting to bring this in. I've got 2 against 1 defense in here. I know I'm getting into the artillery. It's just a matter of time. But you can see, like, they break off, like, my front line really quickly. Look at that front line shattered. I do start bringing stuff back quite quickly, though. Get on Adam. Yeah. So, we actually pull that back. So we take out the dogs. I had to pull back here because they brought in their halberds. So I decided to engage their halberds with a spearman unit. I had a spear to get it done. These guys are starting to... Jesus, they were downtime. See, this is what I was meaning when I'm saying about comment and his downtime. How long have those dudes been sat there doing fuck all? She is an absolute boss. So she just decides, so I've got a cav in here. I mean, my cav has just been all over the place, causing all sorts of problems. You see bombs coming in there, so she actually starts to dumpster that. You can see here, like I said, we've gotten in amongst this. We've actually managed to engage him along with that, and then bring a cavalry in the rear, so really good charge. You got one per Cody actually, and it's a shame. Like I really find their lore just a little bit like their end times lore. I think is good, and their Civil War lore is good. But I find like the faction a little bit boring because they're quite traditional in some ways. But yeah, they're a good faction. So yeah, we're still fighting up here. We're taking this off. The Leviathan's moving back. I don't know what he's up to. And we're actually winning against Count Noctilus at the moment. Really winning. The front line, we keep breaking and coming back. Fucking cowardly peasants at the RG. You can see she is winning this fight and winning it quite handily. Try to get Charles Potions off in him. It did alright. I wish I just saved it. Imagine if I popped it into like this blob here. Oh, how tasty would that have been? See, Count Noctilus is really starting to tank. And I genuinely thought I had him here. I had my cab in. I got but yeah, hat off the Destroyer. He dropped in a summon. Alright, deckhand mobs that just took up a lot of damage. But it wasn't kind of focusing him down. Again, he managed to just basically saunter his way out of that fight, which I thought was quite good. I sort of pull back here. I'm now just fighting against halberds, and I'm like, it's not worth fighting or crumbling anyway. I turn my archers against the Leviathan. Nah, like, you know, note to self, like, you know, Bretonnian peasant archers have no armor piercing. That was a complete waste of time. Bring my cav and try to engage him. Knights around, yeah. And I put the Grail Knights on them, so I managed to break them off again. I think I finished them off. She kind of scoots over. Because what I want to do is I want to keep her in the infantry fights because of her Mortis Engine effect. You can see here, like, the cav still trying to do that. We've got bombs coming in. These guys are now just tanking this fight here on the top bit, which I don't think was actually the right way for them to be, but you can see here, move across. Managed to break them off. Managed to pull these guys back. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's been a long day. Oh, Jesus. I did a full shift at work today again. I've come home to this, but stay with me. Stay with me. And yeah, so we managed to break off that. As you can see, really good charge there. We've pretty much broken off those guys. Those guys got double turned by the Rotten Leviathan. And look at fucking Count Noctis. Like, this man would just not fucking die. Like, you know, I'm quite confident, like, I was outmaneuvering him everywhere else across the field, but the reality is, bear in mind, like, my peasants are running at the sniff of an undead person. Like, as soon as these guys get close to run away, I mean, look at that, he's just broken off a liver unit. The Enchantress is starting to get a bit low. And, yeah, I mean, we're winning this fight here, my dudes are all over the place, but my cav is beating the shit. Like, my Knights are 16 of them left, I've got 22 there, I've got 26 there, and my Grail Guardians I've got 42, so I'm actually out of Grail Guardians. But I've still got full rotting Leviathan. I've still got the Necrophect Colossus that I've got to deal with, and I've still got these halberds, but I decided just to leave these halberds to the spearmen. You see here, we managed to get us around on Noctis here, but give me a due, he just, yeah, again, tanks it through and drops in a summon, and I think he actually managed to force these guys off here. The Enchantress actually gets broken by the rotting Leviathan. We're trying to shut down these bombers before we can do anything. And like I said, look, the front line is gone. So what looked like I was winning by a far just completely collapsed. And here it isn't going much better. The Knights are starting to really take some damage. The Grail Guardians have dropped to 36 models, we've lost down 23 there. These guys, this is the part where I start pulling them out. The cav here is breaking off as well. I think we're generally starting to struggle at this tail end bit. And at this point I'm like, oh shit, you know, I started off so well, I'm starting to panic. The reality is, the balance of power is still quite even. I knew a lot depended on getting Count Noctis, but give me a due, like, he kept, like, Squiddy was pulling this dude out, like, he was just not missing around. And then again, liver fucking heal goes down, liver 800 HP, I've got to get through a lot more rotting Leviathans in. So, catastrophe strikes, these Knights break off, and wait for it. So, yeah, they're away going to break off, they're low morale, my archers are kind of losing their shit. I decided to keep her focusing on infantry fight, managed to get Green Knight out to hit the Count Noctis, which I'm quite chuffed about. So it looks again, he almost snipes the fucking Fey Enchantress. We're now trying to get in him, so it's become like a sniping challenge. And then someone, is it him? Turns out he shoots her, blows her right off her fucking steed. Unbelievable. I couldn't believe it, like, no! But yeah, but we're still in him as well, so it's kind of like, right, if I'm going, you're coming with me, bitch. Which, you know, fair dues. So, but he breaks off my paladin, and now it's just the Green Knight. Everything else is legging it. Look, I'm on the brink here. Everything is either running or routed. I'm genuinely like, Jesus, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Some of my knights come back, but we're now in dire straits. So, you know, the battle started turning the wrong way. I don't really have an answer for this Rotten Leviathan. We have still got Count Noctis over here. He keeps managing to pull himself out of combat, but my paladins come back. A couple of knights have come back. Everyone's still ropey, but still. So I pull a paladin round because it's not, I had to skip these guys here. It's this dude I want, it's not them. I actually put a buff on, so you can see there he's got the buff which is Delorious Blade. Oh god, I think it's probably gone. Which gave me massive stat boost, like 25% extra melee attack, 50% extra strength. So you can see I'm slowly starting to whittle that down. My paladins straight in about, knights in about, kind of counter charge from each side there. Really happy with that. But he just struggles on. I mean, I know the dead won't die, but fucking hell. Like, he just keeps going and keeps going. You see we're now like at nearly 9-minute mark. He manages to pull himself through his troops. Really good move. So I'm having to now look at this sweep maneuver. Right, literally had to avoid like this one dude. Look how close that was, but that dude gets away. Fuck him. I'm getting in about. Oh Jesus! If we get to Noctilus again, Noctilus is still just pulling through, but I finally managed to get him, and down goes Count Noctilus. Yeah, that's what you fucking get. So at this stage here, we've got all this. The Cavs starting to come back. The Archers are legging it, and they're out of ammunition now. We've still got a fucking Rotten Leviathan. But the thing, the trick I have up my sleeve is that this Green Knight will not break. So no matter what, he's I don't know if he's actually unbreakable or his leadership's just like ridiculous. Unfortunately, I know if I go down to this, yeah, I fucking hate that. Yeah, so you can see they just started focusing on him. They come around to do another counter charge, and it's still like it's neck and neck. My leadership's tanking faster than his leadership. His units are breaking off. My cav will break off again. So yeah, it is fucking tense. We've got the archers coming back, but they've got no ammunition. And I'm kind of like, if I throw them in and they get broken off and they actually shatter, it's going to go against my balance of power. So I decided to leave him out. The Rotten Leviathan, you see, he's hungry for him. He sees this easy prey, so he starts fighting his way through his guys. His leadership's starting to tank though. And I think I don't know if I've got it yet. No, luckily we managed to get some attacks in from behind, so we're actually managing to start doing some damage, because the armor in this dude, I mean, it's 150 armor in a lot, and Rotten Leviathan, these are powerful creatures, really, really tough, so yeah, he's holding on. Archers still just stood by. I mean, look at these peasants, they don't know what the fuck to do, they're just cheering on for their fucking dudes. And yeah, we're beating him down. But at this point here, I kind of realised, right, I've got this. He's not going to break off this dude, and even if he does, like, Rotting Leviathan can keep going. And at that point, I think we called GG. But yeah, really, really tough, like, second game, but so much fun. Really, really good fun. And yeah, it was really fun playing him today, because, like, yesterday I just got absolutely dumpster, so it was nice today to win. But, like, you know, the first match I felt I won quite comfortably, but the second match was so close, like it was right to the wire, and if I hadn't gone Green Knight, I think I would have lost it. So hat off to the Green Knight. So let's have a wee look at the stats. So look at the Fate Enchanter, see what I mean. Bitch has got wheels, like nearly 18,000 damage, which is excellent. Paladin did well at 10,000, 16,000 damage in Green Knight. You'll actually be coming back. Obviously, these infantry didn't perform amazing, but I mean, 6,000, it's alright. They did what they do. I mean, you're fighting against the undead. You do not need top tier infantry at all. Better leadership would be nice, but the Patronians just don't have access to it without going into foot squares, and I'm not going to pay that sort of money for fighting trash. Archers, yeah, I mean, look at the damage was actually alright. I felt like they didn't do a lot of damage, but it's difficult because I wasn't getting to see all the heals that Destroyer was dropping down on, you know, his bigger creature. He was obviously saving it for that, and he didn't do any offensive cast, so I think everything he was doing was healing, if that makes sense. Also had, you know, the knights 13,000 damage, 5,000 damage, 12,000 damage, 21,000 damage. Like, look at that, just fucking awesome. So yeah, units performed really, really well. Really happy with the army comp as well. Thought it worked a treat. I know it came down to the line, but yeah, I think you know, they're considered Vampire Coast and considered quite a competitive faction now. I suppose so are Bretonnia, but you know, I would say like they're high-end competitive factions. It would be strange for us not to have a close fight, particularly with what he brought as well. I mean, Noctilus did a really good job. His heals, he literally would not die. Absolute champ. The fleet captain, I think he probably could have just got rid of him. I didn't see a single cast from that fleet captain. He didn't do anything, and he just got binned. Like, but if he brought like I don't know what he would have brought. Just something to maybe act as a bit of a batter, not batter, you know, a blocker. Might have helped a bit. You know, like his infantry, yeah, I'm not even going to re-look at stats. They did alright. They did what you need to do. His bombers did, I mean, look at that. 11, 5, 7, you know, did really, really good damage. His Rotting Leviathan doesn't look like it did particularly well, but remember, it was the last thing. Dude, it actually broke off a lot. It was the thing that nearly killed the Fey Enchantress, it was the thing that nearly killed the Paladin, the thing that broke off most of the Knights and actually killed a lot of the Knights. So I actually feel like that's a pure representation of how well that unit performed. And yeah, the Mortars did a really good job as well. So yeah, hat off to Destroyer, and thanks for a game, really, really good game. And yeah, so that is me done my second match. I scored myself 2 points, so I am now I was 2 down from last game, 2 up from this one, and yeah, you know, long may it continue. So got another game set up for Saturday, which I will hopefully cast. I'll probably cast it on Saturday after I finish it, to be honest, and then post it that night. But yeah, if you guys watch the video and you liked it, please literally like it and pop that hit that like button. It just lets folks notice that my videos are going up and stuff, and the more people it's on, the more I can stream, the more content I can put on, and all that good stuff. If you want to see the updates, because bear in mind, like this is one, two, I have got another 15 games. Is that right? Another 15. Yeah, another 7 games to play, or another 8 games to play, of 2 battles in each of those games. So I've got another 16 battles to come up. So hit that subscribe button, you'll get to see them all. But anyway, guys, I'll catch you later, and thanks.